2 years after President Obama's remarkable re-election in the midst of economic conditions that would have spelled almost certain defeat for any ordinary politician, his party now finds itself in a hole from which his recent actions may make it difficult to escape. Democrats point to their standing with minority groups, and especially Hispanics, as evidence their future prospects are bright. But Democrats have been losing ground with white working-class voters for years, and the process seems now to be accelerating. Blue-collar whites are about 36% of the electorate, nearly twice the size of the black and Latino vote combined. President Obama got 40% of the blue-collar white vote in 2008. That dropped 4 points in 2012, and his party got 2 points less than that in the recent midterms. So the first thing Mr. Obama does after the election is to grant legal status and work permits to millions of illegal immigrants. Then he and his attorney general wade deeply into the white-on-black police shooting in Ferguson, Missouri. The president has condemned the looting and arson that broke out when a grand jury declined to indict the policeman. But Mr. Obama has never said one word suggesting that the slain black teenager Michael Brown was in any way responsible for what happened to him. Nor has he shunned the race hustler Al Sharpton, who was in attendance at that White House meeting today, where, as you heard, the Ferguson Police Department was not represented. Brett?
Brett, are you surprised how close Al Sharpton is to this White House, and even publicly?
I really am, Brett, because Sharpton has a very checkered history. The famous Tawana Brawley case, which was a terrible miscarriage of justice against a prosecutor, at least he tried to make it such. He's a tax cheat. He's in arrears by huge sums on his taxes. And I think the guy's politically radioactive. And I just don't understand for the life of me why the president would link himself so closely with this guy, because I think in terms of white working class voters, for example, I can't imagine that doesn't hurt the president and his party with such voters.
For all that we hear about the demographic shift in 2016, going back to your first point, you're saying that this possibly refigures the whole math on that?
I think it more than offsets it. For example, you're talking about the black vote's about 12 to 14% of the electorate. The Hispanic vote is less than 10. You put them together, you're a little more than half of what the white working class vote is, the white blue collar vote, people with less than a college education. And what if you do a little multiplication, percentage points, you pick up a little of the Hispanics, they grow a little bit. You do strongly well with blacks. That gains you a certain number of votes. But you're gaining against a percentage of about 20% of the electorate, or a little bit more than that. You gain with the white working class vote, or lose with it, the damage is much greater because it's such a larger portion of the electorate. And that's what I think Democrats, strategists should be worried about. And these recent actions by the president seem to me are not going to appeal to white working class voters.
Okay, Brett, as always, thanks.
You bet.